What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again with some more Slime 2 set review for you. Today we're going on to Red. I'm joined by Andy and Carmen.
What's up?
Yo, yo, yo.
As well as some of our new upcoming players in the Pittsburgh scene, John and Brittany.
Hello.
I guess let's jump right into it. Andy, you want to start us off with this Milam?
Gee, Brian? We got this Milam, looking like an angel with her little halo hair. If all your characters are Demon Continent, she gets 2,000 power. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you could move this to an empty slot in your front row that has an opponent's character opposite of it. So it just sits at 3,500.
Yep.
And
It's pretty good.
No condition.
It's not even just like your turn.
You cannot fail the condition. Not possible.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's always 35.
This is.
It seems like a pretty pushed card.
Extremely.
What do you mean? This is literally this profile literally already exists.
Does it?
It's Goblin,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's not Goblin. It's the fucking the Chica in Love Live Sunshine. Pretty sure is exactly this card.
Oh, not in English, anyway. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Who cares about
The Goblin Slayer you're thinking of, John? That's it's similar to the Goblin Slayer in English, but that card also has a bunch of other effects that make it really annoying. Such as not being able to side attack it and getting a level.
Yeah, a 3,500 chaser.
Literally no condition. The Goblin Slayer has a condition too. This
is a completely
no
different
condition.
profile than Goblin Slayer. I think attributing this to Goblin Slayer is very different because this card you can always side it. You're playing into it.
Mhm.
These are very, very different than Goblin Slayer. But what they still do is so basically there are two kinds of decks right now that you could be playing in Weiss Schwarz. You could play an aggressive deck that wants to play clean cut and is playing a more aggressive 8 soul strategy. Or you could be playing a slow deck that wants to take level 0 slow to put out a bunch of fucking like big standby targets or whatever. And you play into both those decks in such a way that this card answers both of those kinds of strategies. Because a Chaser completely denies clean cut. Clean cut does not work against Chaser. It turns it off. So they can't make aggressive tri-fields. And then against those other decks, it lets you like kill their plussing zeros and then mitigate your damage so you get extra turns playing into any other deck. It plays into any deck, regardless of strategy, fine.
Now I am not a slime enthusiast like the rest of you, but there doesn't seem to be a wealth of good red cards in Slime Set 1.
Not really.
And I know that, Set 2, spoilers, we're getting like a standby for Slime.
Well, they already
that
had
seems like it's getting a lot of support.
Yeah, but there is a lot of red support.
A lot of more red support, and this seems to me like a really easy red fix. Like this and the Brainstormer is just like
I think you'd be
a red fix.
You'd be hard pressed to not play this in any deck. I think.
Agreed.
It seems really good, yeah. It's
Super good level 2 card.
Just a
And you guys thought you weren't going to be able to have a full field at level 1, and you had this dope 3,500 runner this whole time, and you didn't tell me.
well. But what if you don't open it?
Oh my god! You run 4 copies, and you mulligan. You see a quarter of your deck before you even draw your first card. Shut up.
Yeah, and this is Weiss. Sometimes you still whiff.
Oh my god! Shut up.
You know you do.
Oh
what happens.
man, don't stop. It was a good card though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
card's
this
super
card's
good.
super fucking good. Easy A.
It's good.
All right. Next.
Oh, we've got this Rimmer. Rimmer is just in every color, apparently. Level 1 red, this card cannot side attack. When this card attacks, if the standby is in your climax zone and you have another Demon Continent character, you may twin drive.
And it's
You don't
free.
even have to pay cost. You just
No, it's a stock charge.
You get an
Stock
extra
charge.
stock, yeah.
ooh.
Just trigger twice?
That's nice.
Yep.
Ooh.
Trigger twice.
Might be good in 8 standby.
I think this might be amazing in 8 standby.
You just go hard.
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
press the board. super
Especially
hard.
because you want to build up stock for what is it, that
Yeah, right.
the Milim finisher.
Yeah.
Um,
In purpose, it feels kind of similar to the bubblegum level 1 from Adventure Time, which also triggers twice and plus a stock.
I was just thinking that, but if you want the twin drive, well, that lets you like react with a twin drive to pay something out. This doesn't, but you're still netting the same amount of stock.
Mhm.
I think this is a better card because it has less stupid bullshit attached to it. Unlike
I
the Princess
would agree
Bubblegum.
so.
I think this is a card you just play it down. Not being able to side is actually a pretty big fucking detriment with twin drive. So I don't know. Ryan has a good article out on this. We can link it. I think for red, that's probably the best thing we could do. We can link that where Ryan talks about how there's a card in the set that like it's actually in like 3-4 cards here. It's like when you play standby, you can bounce it back to hand, and you pick the one that gives more power on turn, specifically because this card cannot side. So this card's always going to have to front and either like lose its lane or win its lane. So I don't know. Having a level 1 standby combo that you want to resolve kind of devalues like 1/1s. So maybe Slime is a standby deck where an 8 standby deck where you don't play 1/1s and you just play for the combo at level 1. Kind of interesting.
It's just kind of weird though. You don't have like any twin drive with it to like help pay out. I don't know. I take back what I said. I think the bubblegum's better than this, but I think they're very comparable.
Oh, I think this is a lot better than bubblegum. I hate all the stupid.
I think there's a lot less text on this card, and this is a lot easier to digest.
I think that the bubblegum has like all these weird ass stupid bullshit going for the card that I fucking hate. And this card is just you play it, you get an extra stock.
Yeah, that's like that's what I just said.
Okay.
It is. This is
Yeah.
a lot more straightforward, easy to digest, but
Yeah, it's a card for idiots. I love it. I think it's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad this isn't another on climax play, pay 1, stand your standby target, level 1 standby.
Oh my god, they're unplayable. I hate them. Like, the only times those fucking cards saw play were Eins. Like, they have to be the ones where, like, when they stick around on board, you get it again. This is just like, you know, the deck that wants stock, and now you have a stock charge. Gets more standby.
yeah, I feel like we're getting a good mix of these now. Like, you have this and the bubblegum, which are like stock builder, standby combos, and then like whatever the panda girl is and bunny girl, and the Ishtar and Fate Grand Order that are like let you plus like on a reverse with standby.
Just let you do literally anything that's not stand a standby target. Like, literally any other effect. Please, no more. All right. Next, Brittany.
Alright, if you have 4 or more Demon Cotton characters, this gets -1 level in your hand. And this is placed heal, and then when this is placed, you get 2k to the end of your opponent's next turn. You have another Demon Cotton character. So this is just like what, the early play Toka for
Yeah, it's the same text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't this exact card in Data Live?
Yep, this is just Toka AP. Notably, even for 8 standby, you have cards that bounce back to your hand, so the full field doesn't matter. So that's not a detriment to the deck. It's a positive because you don't have to be 2 or less.
If you're not playing the level 1 Shizu combo from the original slime set, the cigarettes combo, that lets you play the Shizu early play, this probably seems like the go-to early play of choice for like an early play healer.
Probably.
Pretty
Yeah,
easy
likely.
condition to fulfill. And it sits just as big on the swing back.
Yeah, it's just good. Like, it's just straight up good.
Yep,
Yep.
full field early play healer. I like it.
I the one thing I don't like is that I don't like the 4 or more early play condition if you're trying to play standby.
I just said that. I just addressed that. That was the first
Oh,
thing
did
I
you?
said about the card.
Oh, I wasn't listening at first.
You have okay. You have the level 0s that level 0 that bounces back to hand when you play climax.
Oh yeah.
So that's not a detriment to the card.
Yeah, I remember hearing you say that now.
Yep, card's good. Heal.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
We love heal.
I love the heal.
The best line of text in Weiss Schwarz. Cheat at game. Don't take damage. This one. This is me. Alright, so we got the new Milan finisher. If all your characters are Demon Continent, yeah, it's not a fucking thing. So it's 11k base, healer. Just normal heal. And then when you play the standby, it gets the following 2 abilities. So it's one of these finishers where it does something based on whether you get a reverse or you direct attack. So you direct attack, we'll go over that one first. That one's easy. You just pay 2, deal 2. Which, perfectly synergizes with standby. You're gonna, in a direct lane, you're gonna deal 2, then swing 3. Those are pretty good numbers. Pay 2 for that is a good cost. Because standby doesn't have a soul. And then the other effect is a little bit more spicy. So when you get a reverse with this, when you get a kill with it, that's going to be just 11k. So when you get in a reverse with this 11k with any of your other supports, you're going to pay 2, choose a Dragon Star Diffusion Explosion, which is this 3/5 event in your hand. And as long as you meet the level and color requirement to play the card, so you have to be level 3, you can't stand by it out and do it early, you can play the card at no cost. So you play the card for free. And what this card does is, and this is pretty important, as long as you have a card with Mielman name, you reveal the top 7 cards of your opponent's deck, and then your opponent shuffles their deck and puts X cards from the top of their library into their clock. They cannot cancel this damage. X equals the number of climaxes revealed by this effect.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, wait. They reveal top 7.
You check your opponent's top 7 for climaxes.
Remember how many climaxes are there?
They shuffle all those cards back. Everything shuffles back. And then you, Ricky cards from the top of your deck to your clock. And you can't cancel it.
It's super sick.
That is super sick.
That sounds fun.
That's a very cool card, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun for someone. It's not fun for your opponent.
Yeah, this slime deck's way cooler than the other one. I like this 8 standby slime deck. The level 1 combo building you a bunch of stocks so you can go for this expensive finisher.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like getting the event into your hand, there is a support card for it, is I don't know. That sounds like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's pay to ditch this specific event on reverse, basically, which is...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like the condition on it, too. Like the, whether you direct attack or...
You get anything, yeah.
It's kind of like the Amelia and...
I think if you just play a normal game with it and you don't even think about the event, the card's still going to do great anyway. As long as it's a non-issue to include the event. And I know the event doesn't have a bonder. It does have a support card, which is the next card that we'll look at.
Okay, there's no bonder to it. Okay.
There's no bonder to the event, so you got to raw draw it somehow. And if you're playing this as your finisher, obviously this card does not cantrip. And cantrips and standby are not a thing that you're really looking to play anyway, because they don't really play into your game plan of being super stable and just winning board over and over. Cantrip cards are usually more aggressive cards for Global Soul decks. Typically, cantripping level 3s. Because standby decks would like to, win board, heal down, be more defensive. But this combo is really fucking good. One way or another. I have been on the receiving end of the event. It feels bad, but it doesn't feel any more ridiculous than something like Rem from Memory Snow. It doesn't feel any dumber.
This is way better.
I mean, yeah, this is better, but it doesn't feel any dumber, I don't think.
Okay.
I think it's fine. It's still random, right? It's your top 7.
If your opponent's super compressed...
On average, that's going to hit 2 on average compression.
You can deal more than 1 damage with it, though. The Rem could only ever deal 1.
Yeah, this deals, on average, 2 uncancelable on most compressed deck states. Good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
First of all. Second of all, the Rem probably feels okay to sit across from, because it's not a very good
Well,
card.
yeah, because it sucks.
This card's good.
7 uncancelable damage incoming.
Yeah, that'd be.
I
Hellworld.
really like this. If I played Slime, I would play this 8 standby deck. This looks hella dope.
Yeah, this would absolutely be the finisher I'd play too. Just gravitate toward the fun cards.
I'd
Do
be
you even need anything from set 1 for the 8 standby deck?
not a lot, like almost nothing.
Yeah, maybe
think.
I could see myself maybe pick up just like a set 2 then and just play the standby deck. This looks hella dope.
Yeah, I'm very excited to try this.
It's a lot better than
Okay.
your current 8 standby, John.
Oh, yeah. Don't hate on my memes.
Ifrit, believe in Ifrit. What were you saying, Brittany? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, this is definitely something I can't wait to try out.
That event is really mean. I still don't know how actually good it is, because I feel like
It's a 3-5. I thought that was a 3-3 event. That's a 3-5.
it's a 3-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not hard playing it. You're playing it with the combo.
Use the combo to cheat it, yeah.
You could hard play it.
You could hard play it. Okay.
You
I
could
was
hard
gonna
play it.
say, yeah, just like at a distance, it looked like a 3-3, but it's actually a 3-5.
Notably, this card, you can't like money counter the effect away, because the effect comes from the event. You play the event from hand. So like you can't like
Ooh.
well, and it wouldn't matter anyway, because it doesn't do damage. You put cards like it doesn't do damage in Weiss sense. Like that
Just
event
put-
it
yeah,
puts
puts
cards
cards into
in the clock, which is not damage.
But even if they,
What a stupid
even
game.
if they have like, let's say like a soul wall or something that you need to swing into, right? You still the
Yes.
damage is not coming from your character; it's from the event.
Yeah.
So you still got to do
Right.
something.
So the thing with 8 Standby Slime that I've seen Ryan play it a good bit, and like looking at the lists and everything, that deck wins board hella hard, like really easy. So maybe the event is just something that like you put in your deck, and like if you can do it, you do it, but like more often than not, you're just doing the burn 2 because you're winning board. And the burn 2 is still good. That's good numbers. That's burn for 2, swing for 3 on an open lane, which is like totally fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We like the card. Think it's an A. I don't know. The event, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like you'll never get to actually do it.
Just
But
believe, man.
oh well.
If nothing else, it's funny. And I love
It is
cards.
funny.
To be really objective though, if the event is like a 3-5 and you can't really play it outside of the combo, yet you still need to have a critical mass of these events, so that going
You're
into
never
your
doing
turn,
more
you
than one
have
of
the
this.
event set up.
You're never doing more than one of this. I don't think that there's a way for you to play an 8 standby deck and get more than one lane of reverse if you're playing the deck correctly.
I think it's more likely than not opening with any plussing zeros.
Huh?
But as you said, Carmen, this is Weiss Schwarz. Anything
Andy-
can happen.
Andy, I don't know how you get 2 lanes of reverse playing 8 standby unless you just like opt to play no supports at all and you just like field garbage to the front
Well,
row.
no,
I don't know how you
I mean,
do
you're
it.
right. It's not something that comes up often, but it's something that could feasibly come up.
Well, yeah, but you would never play your game plan to resolve more than one of this event ever. I don't think you could fit ever more than 2 of this event in your deck.
And if there's like not a good way to get it into your hand, I feel like I don't. Is 2 enough?
Probably.
I feel like you'd maybe need like 3, maybe 4. Maybe not 4, maybe 3 though. Like if you want to see 1, I think you want 3 copies.
Probably.
You want to have the potential to
You
double on
probably
your kill
need to
turn, I
play
think you need
3.
4.
You're probably right. You probably do need to play 3.
So I guess like looping it back to my original thought, like objectively looking at this card, that is a lot of deck spots. That you'll have to supplement this finisher with. It probably at least like conservatively like two deck spots, right, for the events.
Mhm.
very likely more.
Yeah, probably
So
3.
that's something to consider with the finisher.
All right, we can move on. John.
All right, so we got this is like the pseudo support for it. So you discard a card and sack this from the field. If you have another Dragon Sword of Fusion Explosion Mill 'em, which is a 3/2 before us, you top check 3, you choose up the one card among them, and you put everything else in the waiting room, and it's a Salvage Brainstormer.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that you can just cash out the brainstorm later in the
You
game.
just play this.
Especially when you're playing 8 standby. You can just cash this out whenever to open up a lane.
You can grab whatever you need, dig for the event or the.
Well, it's
climax
not
for-
whenever. It's only from level 2 onwards.
You have to have the 3/2 mill 'em in play.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to have the finisher on board.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
pretty
you
big caveat,
still
but-
play it. If you're playing 8 standby, this is the brainstorm you're playing, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's like if your Milam was a healer that didn't even have to. It was like a healer that also top check 3, but you could stand by the Milam a turn before and still get the top check 3. Good card. A B
Yeah, not that
plus
specifically.
for better
Seems,
brainstorm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's already a brainstorm. You do only play it in 8 standby or X standby where you play the Milam, but like you obviously play it in those decks.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
God, all these stupid little flies, man, going away. Fighting them. Stupid. Why did I have to open my window? All right, next. Back to the top.
Andy.
Yo, dope. We got this Happy Milam. During your turn, if you have another character, this gets 3,000 power. And then it is a twin driver. This is the same thing as the banana from Revue Starlight. Pretty solid card. TBH, I like the 3,000 power on your opponent's turn better than on your turn. I don't like that this loses board every single time, but it is an easy way to get twin drivers into your deck. Though I don't know if I could see myself running this over the first card we looked at, the 3,500 Chaser. But if you're running the standby combo at level 1, I mean, having access to some twin drive would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I think in a standby deck where you usually don't have a lot of options to pay out your stock, a twin driver is potentially useful.
Feel like you'd probably split these with the Chaser if you were going to run them. I feel like they kind of fill like a similar spot.
I don't know. I don't think you could justify this in the new 8 standby build. Because you'd just be too low on slots. Because your slots and standby decks disappear like that. They disappear really quickly.
That is true.
Because you're just running all these cards that you want in high counts, so that they're in your grave. Because you're never playing them from hand. So, like, you don't have the space for these kinds of cute cards. I think you have
It's
good
an
enough ways.
alright incidental standby target to get a twin drive, I
I
suppose.
don't think I don't when you're playing 8 standby, I don't like the idea of quote unquote incidental standby targets, because that is your entire fucking game plan. There is no incidental type of like that should ever enter your game plan, that should ever enter your play patterns. Like, you should be playing 100% of the time to like just
set up a big board.
Set up a big board. Like, it is.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. And in 8 standby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you could still tech this as a one of, though, if you want like a option for a twin drive. Search it up when you need it with a mask or whatever.
Yeah.
I think C plus
But
is
I mean, the card's fine though. Like, yeah.
that's fair. B minus C
Totally
plus.
playable card. All right. Next, Brian.
All right, we've got Determined Looking Rimuru, level 0 2K. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, look at the top card of your deck, put it either back on the top or into your waiting room. And when you play a climax, you can pop this back to your hand. If you do, you can give one of your characters 2,000 power for the turn.
You play this card. You play like 3 of it in
Yeah, seems
8 standby. You play it.
Seems good in standby. Yeah, pop it back,
Yeah.
play a card in the slot that it was.
You surveil every turn. Always useful. You need to win board on your turn so that you can also win board on defense. So the 2000 power is really good. We already talked about how the Rimuru combo can't side. So him being able to swing in at 7/5 is really, really important. So yeah, cards pretty fucking important for 8 standby.
Yeah, it's like
Seems good, yeah.
required.
But it is just
Yeah.
a card for standby, so C+. Niche plus.
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Yeah, considering that it's only for standby.
I guess it just depends how good you think the standby deck will be, whether it's a B or a C. But it's that kind of card, right?
If you're playing standby, you gotta run it.
Yep. It clears your spot. Like, again, it fixes the problem with the 4 more early play. So it just makes your early play spammable and you never have to think about it. Just really good. Alright, moving on. Brittany.
Alright, another Shuna. So when this is placed from hand stage, this gains 1500 for the turn, and pay 1 clock, and so waiting room, Ricky?
Yep.
Yep.
It's fine.
She's big. She's a salvage rookie.
It's stage to waiting room. It's on death.
On Death Ricky. Yeah.
Oh,
On death Ricky is weird. These are usually on reverse. This is a 3/5 on death Ricky.
So you can play over it to get it instantly if you need it.
Well, that's just you just like negged a
But then you're not
negged a
plussing.
plus. Yeah. I like that it attacks. It attacks, and so it pays for its own cost. Your selectivity in the early game with this is pretty garbage, but it is a plus.
Doesn't really hold field, but
No.
it's kind of like the
Well, it's meant to die.
kind
so.
of like the Chloe. I'm reminded of the set one Chloe where like you have like your effect you play it for, but it also is a 3500 attacker the turn you play it, which clears a lot of stuff.
yeah. Gives over something, then it dies next turn. Good.
I don't know if I would play this over the Ricky they already have though.
Yeah, well, on play search Ricky is just a much better profile.
For
I
sure.
think that card also gets to 3500, right? Or am I?
No, that card has
No, it's 25.
no, it's 15. Discard a card. Discard a card. Bounce a front row character. Or no, it's
It's
any
level 0.
character. Level 0. It's any level 0.
Well, I mean, this has a much better first effect, I guess. But I'd rather just have the on play. I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
On play is better timing. But this card is fine. Like a,
Pretty fine card, yeah.
I think it's a B minus. I think Brian's right. Yeah. Perfectly playable card.
Agreed.
All right. Another Shuna. So this is off a Brian, can you check if this is a stock soul or something stupid?
Yeah, let me take a look. That
Um,
is Smiling Cheeks.
Yeah, so when the battle opponent becomes reversed, if this, I assume it's going to be a stock soul, is in your climax zone, put 1 card from the top of your library to stock, reveal the top card of your deck, and if it is a demon continent character, you put it in your hand. So Union, and then it's a level 1 bomb.
So not a stock soul. It is when you play the climax, choose a character in your waiting room with a level equal to or lower than your level, return it to your hand, and then choose 2 characters, they get a soul.
So it only gives 2 souls.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's
I
Salvage
suppose-
split soul.
salvage split soul.
I suppose if you didn't want to run the like you wanted to play the standby finisher, but didn't want to play like 8 standby to build up all the stock, you could run this as your level 1 combo instead to help you build stock.
The trigger sucks. I thought this was off door. Ugh. The trigger kills it for me, man. Because, like,
What's it do on play again? You said you salvage
you know, it's
Salvage
a
a
bomb.
character.
Yeah, it's a salvage.
salvage.
A character whose level is equal to or lower than your current level, and then give 2 characters a soul.
What?
That's a plussing climax on play though, so I kind of
It can
Oh, it's not a plus. It's a cantrip.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that pluses.
No, it doesn't. Cantrips. It replaces itself.
Yeah, so pluses.
No,
It's
what?
like a
What? No, it's cantrips.
Man, when are they going to print more 2K draw climaxes?
Yeah, I was gonna say if we say that the cantrip is like an up to playing this, we might as well just go back to playing 3K draws, dude. Like or 2K draws. Like I don't think that part matters. I think the trigger is ass. I think Two Souls ass. I think the fact that this is a bomb and it doesn't even leave its field like Union is bad. Slime.
it's an alternative to the standby.
Slime.
Yeah.
Slime
If you
doesn't
want, like,
have a
plus
great
thing
way.
stock building combo.
Okay, refresh me on set 1. Does anyone remember if set 1 has a way to instantly turn a stock overhead into a plus? Be a resonate or some other effect? The only thing that we have is that new little marker Rimuru from Yellow. That's our only... And we have to do it ahead of time?
It takes 2 turns, yeah.
That's too slow. These like stock charging things, if you don't have ways to turn them into cards, they're just not good.
Well, I mean, you need to build up massive stock if you want to go for.
It's a bomb.
finishers.
It's an on reverse combo. It's on a bomb. That I already don't like. You're never winning field at 1. Like you're just bombing out. You're always trading.
Good standby synergy. Good standby synergy.
What
Opens the line.
Go on.
This card's whack.
Yeah, whack. I give this a whack. No, I don't like it. This is bad Union. Bad Union. Go away, bad Union.
It's alright.
You can play it. It's just
Dude, the Lenoff bar from GGO is a better version of Union than this card, and I already don't like that card. This is pretty bad. Like, come on.
Not a fan of unions.
I can't be the only one that thinks this card's bad. Maybe I am. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of
I don't think I'd play it either, but I think it's like that's the role it fills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're
You
saying.
want to build stock, but still want like a plus.
The
Yeah, I
best
think
part
it's
of this card is
possible, yeah.
Shuna's a cutie.
It adds a nice
all we
deck
got.
building option to the set.
All right. Next. Go on.
So we got this good old 1/1 that sits at 7/5. You have 2 or more other Demon Continent characters. And Encore is pay 1, put a character from the stage into the waiting room.
Oh wait, that's pay 1 sack a character encore.
Yeah.
I think that's better than like a hand encore.
Is it?
I think the power
Did
condition.
you sacrifice something that's dying already?
I
The
guess,
other 1/1 is 500 for each other, correct?
Yeah, it sits at 7/5.
Yeah, I think the power condition would get you to play this over the other one.
Interesting.
If your opponent does hit level 1 first and hits over this, you're always gonna have like another level 0 on board, like your chaser that got reversed to sack, because you can sack something that's already reversed. Doesn't matter.
Right.
And you would rather not expend your hand. So I think it is better. Solely based on the power condition. Honestly, if your 1/1 dies at that point, do you really care? Especially because you're playing a level 1 combo. Like, again, maybe Slime 8 Standby doesn't play a 1/1 because it's playing a level 1 combo. Maybe you just stand by your combo and call it a day. Maybe that's the right line. But either way, this is totally fine.
Seems viable, yeah.
Yeah. Or standby.
Obviously standby only, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to Andy.
Back to me. We got Smug Milam. Oh, look at her cute little slime necklace. Very nice. For each of your other demon continents in your back row, this gets 2,000 power. So it sits at 10/5, and then on attack, look at the top card of your deck and put it back on top or into your waiting room. So you can kind of like choose your trigger. Was this the better standby target you were referring to, Carmen?
Yep, this is it. This is what you play. I don't think it's close. This
This seems solid, yeah.
This is like a standby target that feeds into triggering more standby targets. Like it's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, an 8 standby for sure.
It's always big, even if one of your lanes gets like counted over or something stupid happens, it's still a 10-5.
True,
Like,
true.
rock solid power condition, really good second effect.
You say that until they grappling hook your back lane.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Good card. Give this a B. I normally don't care about these standby targets, but this card's good.
Seems fine
And
to
a
me.
standby deck.
Playing it.
More standby cards, Ryan.
All right, you've got Smug Rimuru.
Talk to the hand.
3210k. Gets 500 power for each of your other Demon Continent characters. Sits at 12k with a full board. On attack, choose up to one card in your opponent's waiting room. Put it on the top or the bottom of their deck. Interesting.
Card's pretty sick. Goes at 12k.
It is pretty sick. It helps you stick damage. It doesn't do anything on play. Doesn't heal, doesn't cantrip, doesn't do anything.
It's a standby level 3. Like
Put a climax on the bottom of your opponent's deck. Use the 3/5 event.
Okay.
No, you're gonna hit it. That's an actual play, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's a little too spicy.
That's an actual play.
That's a little too spicy for me. But I mean, it is good. Like, I remember when this card first got looked at. It's like the effect is either useless or broken. It's one of the two. I think it's probably really, really good.
But yeah, in standby, it seems really good.
The
wait, this gets power. This sits with the extra power.
Yeah, it sits at 12. Yeah, 12 before.
So that's like a good
else.
standby target.
So the big thing we're missing from this set, if you guys don't remember, so the back row support of choice for 8 standby is the Shuna from set 1, which is 2k in front, rest it to rearrange top 2, and then on play salvage, I believe. Yeah, on play salvage. Or maybe it's on play heal. I can't remember.
It's on play heal, I'm pretty sure.
Brian, can you check? Somebody check.
The Shuna from set 1.
The Shuna from set 1. It's a 3/2 Shuna, like back row assist.
It's red?
Yeah, it's red. Red 3/2 Shuna. Because I think as we look at some of these like later standby cards, it's like important to know what support you're going to be putting out. Because when you like trigger a standby or play a standby in these like later turns, you're choosing between your support or your like big threat for the next turn.
Okay, yeah, it's frontal 2k, on play salvage a Demon Continent character, rest rearrange top 2.
Okay, so yeah, on play salvage.
Yeah, I read that wrong.
So yeah, 12k. This card would be 14k, or it would sit in your off lane at 12k, which I think is more reasonable. So this would be your non-buffed lane at 12, and then you'd have like 2 2/2s at 12/5. Would be like, so you'd have a board of 12, 12/5, 12/5. So that's pretty cool that it like sits big in the other lane without a support, or sits at 14. Your choice.
Yeah, 12k is a good power and standby for sure, though, just on its own.
I don't know. It's hard to. It's definitely a choice between this card and the next card we're going to look at, because I don't think you can play both. So Brittany, you want to read us this Benny Mario here?
Alright, for the Spinning Mario, all of your other Demon Continent characters gain 1500. And pay 2 when your battle opponent is reversed. You pay the cost and deal 1 damage.
Yeah, a bit of a rough choice. I think both of these are good, but I do think they compete for the same deck slot.
I can agree with that. I think I like the Rimuru better at first glance.
I think so too.
I thought so as well, but I think a thing with the Benimaru is that he doesn't buff himself, but his power kicks from back row. So you can stand by him down, and like you don't even have to choose between your support and your like big like threat card.
See, what I don't like about this though is it takes 2 stock when if you're going for like the red finisher, the standby finisher, you need a bunch of stock.
Well, Andy, I don't think you're ever doing more than one. I don't think you're ever doing more than one of that Milam. Like, let's be honest. I really don't think you are. And even if you are doing multiples, you're doing the burn 2. You're not doing the event. Because then you're winning board.
Okay, well, yeah, but I mean, you're still going for multiple combos, which is like multiple pay 2s.
Yeah, but this comes online at level 2. I think it's very different. This is also just like a good stock out. Like, you're pushing extra damage. You're
I mean, I guess
building a fat board.
I like the thing you said, like, you can stand by it to your back row and get global power. Maybe that gives it the edge, but...
Hmm.
Being a global power and a threat is really good.
I think I would play this one over the other Rimuru. Just because I have it on good authority from the Ryan Wimberly that this creates a more annoying board for your opponent to deal with every single time. It creates a more disgusting board state in the deck. So I'm going to take his word on that. It's still got some issues paying 2 or whatever, but like I'm going to take his word, and I know Patrick, who's also a big standby guy, also really likes this card. I'm going to take their words on it and
Yeah, I mean,
play this one first.
I can see the global power being pretty solid too.
It probably does just make the most disgusting board, and that's the most important thing.
Just makes
Because
your
standby.
massive, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I gave it the edge. You convinced me, Carmen.
Yeah, it just makes a dumber board. Alright, moving on. We got this Rimuru with dog ears. Level 0. Hey, 1, ditch a Demon Continent. Look it up to 4 cards on the top of your deck. Choose one, put the rest in the waiting room. So it's Rumia, and then it's Shift level 0. Shift is pretty dope. So wait, so John and Brittany, do you guys know what Shift is?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Shift is pretty old.
Old mechanics, yeah.
So if this card is in your clock at the beginning of your main phase, you can choose a card of, as long as you're at the level, and this one's level 0, so it always works. As long as you're at that level or lower, you can choose a card of any level of the same color and put it into that slot and take that card to your hand. So like swaps. So if this card goes to your clock, you can like put a red level 3 into your clock and put this in your hand after you clock for turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shift is pretty sick. I think it's pretty cool when it's on these kinds of utility cards. On Princess Connect, the Kiaru does this, which is pretty cool because it's like a free fresh. So like you can clock it, and then if you draw 2 climax and you go, oh my god, everything's terrible, you can like get out of the situation. This isn't as like strong as that for sure because it's just a Rumia, but
I think a Rumia that you can shift into your hand at any point, though, that seems really strong.
it's pretty
to me.
good. It's pretty good. I like the synergy of like shift with these utility cards. I think it definitely makes it better than it would be.
I think
Yeah.
I've run this card for sure, like as one of at least.
C plus B minus, something like that.
Yeah, seems pretty solid.
I want to try running it.
All right, next, John.
All right, we got a 0/0 Shuna. First one is this ability may only be used once per turn. When you use an S ability, choose one of your Demon Content characters. It gets plus 1k. Then it's also pay 1 Restless. Look up the top 2, choose one level 1 or higher card from them, reveal it to your opponent, and ditch everything else.
So a good little act support for red.
Hmm.
S being startup or act in English.
That can affect blows. I hate these like fucking things that non-selective pluses that can whiff. I hate them so much.
Cards kind of rough.
Hey, you were talking about earlier though. It's a way to turn your stock into cards.
Yeah.
It
You
is.
don't have to
It
wait a
is.
turn like the other thing.
It is if I was in a deck where I was playing that Shuna level 1, I would be forced to play this card. And it would be a coin flip to get a random card. But I would be forced to play it.
It's fine in standby decks too because of the startup ability, the support
Gives power.
makes
yeah.
your backups better.
This would be in your... This would eat your Brainstormer slot because you want the other slot for the bouncer. So you'd have to wait too much back row hell to play that, I think. Definitely.
Do you think this would? Do you think you'd split this with a brainstorm? I don't know if
No,
I'd want to run this.
absolutely not. I don't think I'd play this card at all. I'd run a 4th Milam support Brainstorm before I played a single copy of this card.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I thought you were saying you would play this in 8th standby.
No, I said I'd play this if I was forced to play that shitty Union. Tuna
Find it-
Union.
Oh! I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the standby combo.
No.
Yeah, this goes in Shuna Waifu.
No, in
That's
standby,
about
in
it.
8 standby, you're not you plus by winning field. You don't plus by.
Well, it's talking about an
Traditional
8th standby.
methods.
Like, this still is a way to turn that extra stock you're getting off the on attack, get a stock. This lets you turn it into cards.
Nah, because twin driving into extra standby as an 8 standby wins you board, which gives you cards eventually. This would literally just be for this weird bomb deck, because you can't count on a Brainstorm in a deck
Also, you draw into level 1 or higher cards, meaning this lets you draw into your 3/5 event for your mega dope finisher.
It does.
Or you could just use the other Brainstorm that checks 3 to add any card.
Yeah, I mean, but
This card sucks, please.
I mean, you have both.
I don't want
This is
to. I don't want to argue
additional
about these
utility.
effects. These effects are always bad, dude. Have you ever sleeved a card with this effect? Would you
think
ever?
I have, actually. Yeah, I have.
Why?
I think I did
Do
something
you
else.
just
also.
want to hurt? Do you just want to feel what it feels like to hurt?
And it did something else also, but the point is, contextually speaking, for this standby finisher deck, I could see this being fine, actually. Helps your standby cards tank up on defense with the extra 1,000 power. Lets you turn your extra stock from either one of the red combos into cards. Helps you draw into your event card. It seems like actually a pretty decent include in this standby deck to me.
Just whiffs.
I'd have to disagree with you.
That effect fucking sucks, dude. You pay 1 and rest this card to reveal an event in a climax, or not an event.
Yeah,
to reveal
you
a
pay
level
the event.
0. To reveal a level 0 in a climax, dude. It's gonna fucking happen multiple times a game when you play a card like this. Just not worth it. Just play a fucking Brainstorm.
Well, your brainstorms can whiff too. Every time you whiff a brainstorm,
Your
I'm
Brainstorm.
gonna hover over your Carmen. I'm gonna hover over your games tomorrow, and every time you whiff a brainstorm, I'm gonna look you in the eye and tell you, "Wow, why don't you just play a card that pluses you every time for free, Carmen?"
Because
You could whiff a
it
brainstorm.
won't.
You could just reveal 4 cards that aren't climaxes, and
I
then
could
trigger 3
okay, and when I'm
climaxes.
when I'm using a Brainstorm, I could also reveal more than 1 climax, therefore plussing me 2, which is worth the risk. And it's also going 4 cards. And when you compress, you're basically saying on your second decks, unless you're having a terrible game, your Brainstorm for 4, when you use it, because you have full control over when you use it, should be hitting for 1 or more on average. This is just random. It's totally
Should never
fucking
be
random. The effect is totally fucking random and does fucking nothing, and could just whiff. And it's not selective.
I think the
Brainstorms.
brainstorm probably is
No.
better.
Brainstorms are selective. This is
The
fucking
brainstorm
random.
is better, but I don't think this is
At the
bad. I
same
think it's
cost.
perfectly good to run.
No, I think it's really fucking bad. Not selective. It's random. Has a chance to whiff. Brainstorms are always selective. Card sucks.
Card's great.
Bad. Next.
Super.
Who is this?
Whose card
Oh,
is
it's
this?
me. Shizu, trying to eat, but she has her mask on, and she's not going to be able to eat. When this card is placed from your hand to your stage, choose one of your level 2 or higher characters. They get 3k for the turn. And then it's a level 0 bomb.
Uh,
So it has some later in the game utility, being able to pump one of your standby level 2s or one of your early plays. But I don't think it does enough for me to warrant a deck spot.
agreed, yeah.
Card's fucking
Especially
worthless.
considering I think the other level 0 bomb in red that Slime has is the stock swap. I
You're gonna
Yes.
play
Yeah,
well.
the Milam.
think I'd rather play the Milam stock swap Suicider rather than this.
For sure.
Card's fucking
What?
useless.
Let's want to make a meme deck that gives a bunch of power to something for fun. Yeah.
I mean, 3,000 is a lot of power, but
Yeah, but you're using a card to do it, and it's not like permanent.
Yeah, just waste of a card. Ryan.
All right, we've got this Shuna. Level 0, 2k power. On play, put the top 2 cards of your deck to waiting room. If you hit a level 0 or lower character, this can side attack without soul penalty for the turn. And it is a drop salvage. Pay 1, ditch a card, salvage a character from waiting room, and choose one of your other Demon Continent characters and give it 1,000 power for the turn.
I like this more than like what is it? Fucking what's her name? Saya drop salvage profile that's in every fucking set.
From Bang Dream, yeah. I like the free side attack. Seems pretty good, and it still gets the cards into waiting room for the salvage.
The well positioned utility effect.
Yeah, I like it.
the side attacking for free is getting better and better because of all these 8 standby decks, like 8 standby slime and 8 standby sword art and Data Live. Like side attacking for free is like didn't used to be that good, but now it's actually like
I like that it's level 0
somewhat
character.
mattering.
Level 0 character and not climax. That's I like
Ooh,
it
it is level
better.
0 character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it hits much more often, or
Good.
slightly more often. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a decent hand filter, and it's red.
Drop salvage is also again, it's like another one of those 2-in-1 cards. You have your free side attack card and your drop salvage on rolled up into one nice little card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not too terrible.
All right, Brittany.
All right, so we've got Reamer drinking some wine. And let's see, when this card attacks, if you have 2 or more other Demon Continent characters, this gains 2k for the turn. And then pay 1 during your opponent's turn. When this becomes reversed, you may pay the cost. If so, rest this, and at the start of your next Encore step, put this in the waiting room.
Memory.
Memory.
Wait, not memory.
Not
I'm
memory.
You were thinking of the other super dope card I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier. This is a
Yeah,
similar.
That Shizu.
This is not great.
Boring profile, yeah.
Doesn't even do anything like
Everything.
meaningful. It just gains power itself.
It gets to 6, and then it gets to 6 again.
Yeah,
I hate it.
filler. If it went to memory, you know, like the other
This is
card.
an
did, maybe-
uncommon. What a waste.
Yeah, it should be a common, probably.
All right, we got this Betty Maru with the sake. This place ran to stage. You may scry top. Look at top. Put it either leave it there or put it on the bottom. Why isn't this surveil? This card's red. It's weird, but it is
Sure,
scry.
that's not translated wrong.
Nope, it's scry. It is definitely scry. And then place ran to stage. Gain plus X power. 500 times Demon on characters, including himself. Get to 7. This card does not do enough.
No.
Yep,
Still.
Not enough. Another F. Well, no, it's Scries. Scries is cheating
It's
at
okay.
White Scries. It's Scrying is cheating, so I'll give it a D.
I guess I give it the old plus because it does break the color pie. You know,
Yeah, and
scrying usually get to do with red, so that's
usually the red
potential,
cards are always
benefit to
surveil, but like I don't actually think it matters. But
on standby. I'd probably rather surveil so I can dump
yeah, exactly.
something. But it is interesting.
Next, go on.
Alright, so we have a Shuna backup. It's when you use this backup, we have the top card library. If it's Demon Continent character, put in your hand, discard something. And it's a 2k backup for 1/1.
Oh, you lost your. Hold on, I got it.
My
I got it
box.
for you. There you go. It's
I think
Leafa
this is-
counter.
This is better than
Yeah.
the Gobta, right?
1/1 leaf a punch, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
this is
rather
good.
run this than Gobta.
Leafa
think
punches
500
that.
power, 500 power less to be able to do it at level 1. I think is worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Leafa
really
that
like
comes online earlier is dumb.
Yeah, and 8 standby especially. When you want to protect your board.
Lets you scum extra level 1 turns. By like scrying into cancels. Or trying to scry into cancels. Like
Soul
1-1
Trigger's nice too if you're playing
choice.
the choice combos.
I think if I was playing choice and I wanted to play this, I would play this over the line stock counter for sure. I would rather pay 1 for like a Leafa more than get something for free.
I don't know what I do. I think that's a reasonable choice though.
Yeah,
It's definitely like a consideration you would make.
I think the payoff for like scumming the cancel is probably too high. Rather
Maybe
pay
you
the 1
split
stock.
them.
Yeah. But it's fine. Alright, next. Back to Andy.
Alright, we have yet another Milam. The cost of the character opposite this is 0. This gets a level on 3,500, so if you're against a cost 0, that's 8k level 2.
Mm-hmm.
It has Clock Encore. It is also a 1/1 without a soul icon. I don't think this is like a bad card per se, but I don't think this is like the meta for it. This seems like maybe something you'd play in like a more aggressive meta where you like the clock. You just want to be like turning cards sideways and Clock Encoring's good, and you're actually like probably winning board with the level in 3,500.
You would,
But in such like a
not,
standby focus.
Standby ruins this.
In a standby focused meta, like you're either getting way over a 1/0 or you're getting ran over by a standby. But I suppose the Clock Encore is nice, but maybe if it was like a 1/0. But for a 1/1, I don't think so.
His profile isn't that good right now. And it's like not good in 8 standby decks. This is like a 4 standby deck card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the second you see another standby deck, it's just over for you.
And with Data Live running around, it's definitely not a meta where you won't see standby.
Yep.
Maybe as time goes on and meta shifts.
Yeah, it could be a
consider
consideration.
it, but
Maybe.
it's not great.
Attack on Titan Volume 3.
Attack on Titan Volume 3 is going to be 8 standby, Brian. Sorry to break
Please
it.
do not give.
Probably.
Please do not give Attack on Titan the standby trigger. Please do
It's
not.
red. They're getting
No,
it.
no, no,
It's
no.
red.
We've already done the testing. It's so broken. Do not give them a standby trigger.
Standby Big Armin would be pretty good.
No, you stand by the fucking changer at level 1, and then he's already rested, so he turns into 3/2 Armin at level 1. You can do the same.
That would be really. That'd be even better.
You could do the same thing with the stand and swap Mikasa. You could heal at level 1, and then she could stand and swap to the front row. Oh my god! No, it's so. Please no. Please do not give like ReZero or fucking AOT. They can never get standby. They're not allowed.
All right, we've got a 2/1 memory kick, 3k power memory kick backup, or for 3/000 power.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Don't be so mean to Luke. Don't be so.
It's like a solid meta dependent card.
Yeah,
This is really good against certain finishers that trigger at like the end of the attack step.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important option to have available to you, I think. It's more important in Japanese, but it's completely dependent on your meta. Like right now. But
right now, what's this hit? This hits Finn and Jake. This hits I guess this would hit the slime mirrors if people are playing the choice top end.
Yeah.
Like with the new weird, Rimuru choice combo.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that just triggers after attack, so.
Yep.
Meta call, yeah.
That's a fine card. Brittany.
Alright, we've got this Rimuru. Let's see here. Assist all of your level 3 or higher characters in front of this game, 2k. And then pay 2, discard a card from hand to waiting room, rest this. And if you're level 3, you can get the Benimaru Demon Power or Benimaru Cut the Vanguard and from your waiting room and place it onto any slot on your stage. Because the ones from set 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Japanese translated name, which is why it says Demon Power and not Power of Accusation or whatever.
Oh, is that the bad standby combo from set 1?
Yes.
Yes.
It's great. It deals 4 damage.
It does 4 damage.
I think this card's kind of garbage. I don't think I'd really ever want to be cheating in, paying 2, discarding, and cheating in the off finisher.
Well, you're not.
Like,
You
not even
can't.
cheating it.
You can't cheat it because you have to be level 3 or higher.
Oh,
I know you're not even cheating it in. You're just
just playing it.
paying 2 to play this card that you don't want to
This
be
is
playing.
a level. This is a 2K in front assist with no other text, which means it's worse than the Shizu, the 2/1 Shizu.
I'd rather just not play a. I'd rather just not play this than play this.
Yeah, this is bad. All right, we got Milam with the making a pleading emoji face. 1,000 power for each of the other demon continent characters, so 2/110k. And on attack, this is in your climax zone. You have 2 or more other demon continent characters. You may look at up to 2 cards on the top of your opponent's deck. Put them as many as you want them in the library in any order, and put the remaining cards. So you Mocha your opponent for 2 at level 2. This card doesn't heal. This card doesn't do anything else.
Sits at 10k.
It just
2/110k.
It just Mocha's your opponent for 2. I don't know. Every time I use Mocha, they cancel on 3. This card only does swing for 2, though. So maybe that's fine.
10k. That like a 2/110k is like a perfectly good body just to play down from hand. And
Yeah, the fact that it mochas for 2 and only swings for 2 and it's not at level 3 is maybe okay. But I mean,
I don't know. You delete a climax and you put the other
well,
card on
I
top.
think you don't stand by. Yo, you know, maybe
You keep
send
cutting
them
out.
I mean,
You're Andy's dead for me.
I
can you hear me now?
okay, yeah.
It's being weird. I keep going between 1 bar and 3 bars. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. Mhm.
Okay, so check this out. You run this in current slime with the cigarette combo and the gate top end. Because you're not really doing the gate top end anyway. You just play these in this gate.
This sounds like one stock that's not going to a heal.
It's also red, which is also an issue.
Yeah.
Well, what do you
Many
mean?
times
So's the level 3 you already run in slime.
Yeah, you have to sculpt the red. It's like not exactly easy because you don't run much red. You run like 4 climaxes and like 4 of the red cards plus the middle.
I mean, I think the build changes though, right? Like, there's a lot better red level 0s now. You'd probably be running.
Sure.
You'd be running a number of these. Probably more than one of this. You'd probably be running 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many.
I don't think this card does a lot.
It costs a stock.
But it does come online at level 2. And if you're not playing standby, paying 1 for a 10k body's fine. Puts a card on your field to get full field condition for early plays.
Okay. I don't
What?
know. No, you're right. I don't like the idea behind this card. I think Mocha is strong, and because Mocha comes down, heals, her effect is free, and then she also sets your deck. I don't think this card does enough. I don't think this is good enough as it is.
I don't know if it has to do enough, because the thing is, it's just better than what they already have.
I don't think it's better. I think everybody shits on the other Milam finisher for no fucking reason. Because I don't think
I don't like it.
Yeah.
You set the sculpt for it.
I literally think that everybody who doesn't like it just isn't playing it right. Unironically. If that makes me toxic, then so be it. I think that everybody who doesn't like it literally doesn't play it right. Because I think it's great for the deck, but that's besides the point.
I think it's just I think the only reason you're running that instead of the win combo currently, the Mega Romaro or whatever.
Oh, that card sucks.
Well, I think the only reason you're running the Milam finisher now in the
Win
season
sucks.
1 deck. is because it's off a gate. It's doing it because of the trigger.
I mean, it's
They're
also
comparable enough, and they're off a better trigger.
well, I mean, it's literally I only need to put one card in my deck to make the old Milam work, whereas I have to put multiple cards for that other Rimuru to do literally the same thing for the same cost.
Oh, I'd do the same thing for the same cost. I think the other Rimuru is actually like an achievable finisher in the deck.
It does.
I was mentioning this earlier
again,
with like
I think the Milam
yellow finisher.
Yeah, I think the Milam door is actually perfectly achievable, and everyone that says differently doesn't use the card correctly.
5 stock?
Yep, totally achievable.
I don't know.
Yes,
Whenever I play against time, they're always
You
running,
literally
like,
need to come
fumes.
back to your turn with 4 stock and a marker under your thing to do the combo.
and Slime
not
never
hard.
does that.
It's pretty easy to do. Again,
I
think,
usually see them come back to their turn with like nothing. Like
Well,
they're running on fumes.
again,
They maybe have like 2
I think
cards. And
I think
stuff.
everyone who
They
says
pay it
it's
out immediately.
I think everyone who says it's bad doesn't play it right.
Well, I'm just to be honest, I've never played with slime, but I've played against a whole hell of a lot of slime. It's like it's everyone's favorite deck at locals, and
it is not a card that you resolve every single game, but I think it is very easy to recognize the games where you have the opportunity to sculpt and play for Milam, and I don't think that many people who are just playing slime actively do it correctly. Because it's not like completely free and easy like paying 2 and healing constantly. It takes a little bit of finessing to do. But I still think it's better than this. I don't think this does enough. I wouldn't pay 1 to do this and have this climax in my hand and change my deck to play more red. I would not. I would not do that. That sounds bad to me. I would rather just play the other Milam right. Not a big fan of this. I think it's fine if you build a whole deck around it. You're like Milam Waifu or whatever. But like, I don't think it's very good. Even in Milam Waifu, I'd rather play like the old bullshit combo and then the
let's get the other slime players to weigh in on this one. What do you think, Brittany, John? You play the Pants Gate deck now. Would you play this instead of the Milam finisher currently, or no?
Like right now, like if we're just playing, like it's like hard. You can't like just say that there because it's like in like a vacuum, I would not change this out. No way.
Like even assuming you have like the other red cards from the set, like the extra red picks, like the zeros and whatever.
I'm not playing the same thing, so it's impossible to tell. But I would probably not. It doesn't look like it would do enough.
Okay.
Like, why do I care?
Yeah, I'd probably keep the current Milam. I mean, this one seems like pretty good, but the current Milam and then sculpt for that. For this, especially for the red fix.
every single copy of this card that you decide to sculpt to your hand going into your level 2 is 1 less heal in the old deck, and therefore a misplay.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I think it's that simple. Like, the timing is really, really important as well. You have all game to try to resolve 1 Milam if you have to, and you're in a game that supports it. You do not, like, try to do this shit every single game, because you'll just blow up. You'll do better just healing. Just heal.
Yeah, I guess the one nice thing about the level 3 Milam they play now is it is just like a 1 card engine all on its own.
Yeah, it just does that one thing.
I guess we need to rate this still, Brian. I'd give it like a plus.
Yeah, like C-ish. I mean, it's fine. I do like the fact that it if you are going for the Mocha damage, ripping cards off the top of your opponent's deck, the fact that it does only swing for 2 is nice, but it doesn't heal, which is a detriment to slime, as is right now. Agreed.
All right, next. Who even ran? It was me. That was John.
So we have this good old normal looking dude 0-0. So 500 assist. Discard an event from your hand and rest this. Look up to 4 cards from top of your library. Choose one demon continent character from among them. Show it to your opponent. Put it in your hand and put everything else in the grave.
This seems really good.
Where's this card in No Game No Life?
Yeah, so I'd kill for this card. I'd go out and kill someone right now.
I don't know if you can play this. What event?
The
I-
3/5.
Yeah, I
What
guess
event?
it's for the red. It's for the red stuff. I
Extra
guess.
copies of the expensive event, yeah.
If you don't have an event, you play one of your for the event.
You keep
Importantly,
breaking
this
up
lets
again.
you just
So like I don't.
yeah,
I get
so
what you're
you
saying.
can-
I get what you're saying.
yeah, you can just even if you don't have an event, you can use one of your searching cards, search an event to your hand, and then
Isn't that the same card economy as playing over a cheer?
it's just playing the mask or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. But more importantly, this lets you play sleeve up 3 or 4 copies of the 3/5 event and not feel too bad about it.
Eats your back row slot. Do not like.
But it does also work with any event card. It doesn't have to just be the 3/5 event. I like that they made this work with any event card.
I think in a vacuum
Also
it's fine.
Also makes it easier to run some of the spicier like one-of events you might consider running, like the 2 we looked at in yellow, the 1/0 dragon event, or the 1/1 unreversible counter thing. Those are both events that you can use with this to cycle them if you don't need them. Have like a little event toolbox. I think it's pretty cool.
I don't think it's good enough.
It's like okay. The more I look at it, the more I don't like it, honestly.
Eats a back row slot. Not a fan. And I don't think there's a slime deck that can support this card.
I think 8 standby would, right?
No.
So you can run the
Your
3/5
back row
event.
is always 2 cards. It's always brainstorm, and then support or the card you stand by, because you play the level 0 that bounces back to your hand. And you would always play that over this because that card works with your game plan, where this is just like a funny, cute thing that like goes alongside your game plan, but doesn't like push your deck forward in any meaningful way. Just not a fan. These like repeatable Akatsuki engines always seem better than they are,
Mhm.
and they read better than they are, rather. So I guess we can move on if that's fine. I don't want to just like run it over, but yeah. All right.
I think we're back to me.
Yep.
Here we got this level 0 Rimuru, global 500 power, and activates once per turn when your other Milim We're Close Friends, which is this vanilla 55. Whenever you play the vanilla 55, you can discard a card, look at up to 4 cards, choose a demon continent character among them, show it to your opponent, put it in your hand. So yet another repeatable Akatsuki engine, like the last card that Carmen was talking about. I think there's some merit to the previous card we talked about, but this does not seem worth it at
Yeah,
all.
it's
This card
tied-
seems
No.
terrible.
Yeah,
It's a card attached to a vanilla. It's always going to be bad.
tied to the vanilla 5500. The ones tied to the vanilla 3Ks are usually a little bit more workable, since vanilla 3Ks are okay in some circumstances, but the vanilla 55s are just bad.
The vanilla 3Ks can realistically live back to your turn and win board.
Right?
Yeah,
If your opponent has
5500's
nothing-
never.
Yeah, if your opponent has nothing but utilities at level 0, the 3Ks will live some of the time.
Vanilla's cute.
Go ahead, Brian.
All right, we've got another Shuna, level 0, 1500. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, choose one of your other demon continents. It gets 2000 power for the turn. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, if your opponent has 1 or less characters in their front row, choose one of your opponent's cost 0 or less characters in their front row and kill it.
What's what kind of like terrible in between did they pick for this card? This card looks weird. Shuna is like really off model. Her hand has like 6 fingers.
Oh my God.
Like card looks like shit. This card is also shit.
Yeah, picture's kind of blurry. Got 6 fingers though.
Like this is an F. Not good.
F for fingers.
No wait, she
I don't
does
really
F5.
I don't really think you want either of those effects. I don't think either of those effects is like good enough on its own.
No, I
Maybe
don't.
if it had a better second effect, maybe. But
Yeah,
Well,
it just doesn't do anything else.
those are tough to justify running nowadays because you have to pretty much just be going second.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like at that point, apparently there's a clean cut in this set. So just if you're going second, play clean cut.
Yeah, clean cut's always going to be better.
She does have 5 visible fingers on that one hand, but none of them look like a thumb.
No, so.
I'm glad we cleared that up at least.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Brittany, this one's you.
Alright, we got this Milam. When this is placed from hand to stage, or when this attacks, look at the top card of your deck and place it back on the top or in the waiting room.
Like that one Kirby we fought about for way too long.
I think this one's better than the Kurumi though, because this is a
it's
level
a 0. It's a level 0, yeah. A lot better.
Slime has pretty good zeros though. I don't know if you could fit this.
Probably not, but it's
Yeah.
cute, and it's got a Milam on it. Milam waifu only. Like, totally a fine card, I think.
Milam Waifu seems pretty competent.
They have a level
TBH.
1 combo from the first set, I believe. Or you could just play, like, blank standbys.
Mhm.
I think there's a standby with Milam's face on it that you could use. Wouldn't count against your card limit or whatever. Alright, we got Milam looking cute, I guess. 104k. Plays from hand to stage, mill 2. If there's at least one climax card among them, you can discard a card from your hand. And if you do, salvage a character. So it's like the Mahiru from Revue Starlight. And then when it attacks, it gains... when your other character attacks, it gains 1500 power for the turn. So this card could attack in for 7k. That's actually not the worst.
That's okay,
It's
yeah.
not the worst, I guess.
It's a fine auxiliary level 1 in red. If you choose to play it and Milam's on it.
What I don't like about it though is if you're trying to sequence your attacks with a standby deck, right? You want to swing with your low value cards first. That way, if you trigger into a standby, you can overplay
Yeah, that
your
part
weaker
sucks.
card.
That part sucks.
Yeah, and since you have to like attack with this one last for it to be 7k, and this is probably one of the. This would also be like the card you'd want to stand by something over. You accidentally trigger one. So,
That's some anti-synergy there.
but in a vacuum, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's
It's
alright.
like a C minus. I would just give it the normal C. I like the Mahiru profile, but I think it's fine. Alright, go on.
Alright, we got a 1-0 Benimaru. For each of the other Demon Iconic characters, it gets plus 500, so it should sit at 6k. And when your other Demon Iconic character is front attacked, you may discard a card from your hand and sack this. Choose one of your battling characters and give it plus 3k.
Wait. It's a field backup, but you also have to discard a card?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
3k is a lot.
I mean,
It's pretty
yeah, but this sucks.
I mean, at that point, you may as well just play a 2k backup from hand or something.
Yeah, this
I'd
card
give it a
fucking
D
blows.
just because it's a fucking 6k. Alright. Back to the top. We're almost there.
A red Shizu. When this attacks, if you have 2 or more other demon continents, choose a character opposite this. And the character you're fighting gets minus 1,000, and this gets plus 1,000. So basically a 2,000 power swing. Which essentially would mean this is swinging for 7k.
Yeah.
The fact that the power is split up like that, so it's minus 1,000 to them, plus 1,000 to you, means you can just straight up kill their
You won't get the direct
lower
though.
level card. You won't get the direct, but you'll still deny any sort of like on reverse effects if it's like one of those like level 0 cards that will go to memory.
Mhm.
I guess it's a little bit better than garbage then.
Yeah,
It's a little bit better than garbage, but I mean at that point in the game, if they really wanted the their memory effect, they would just crash their card in
Yeah.
to your field.
It's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it's cool. Just cool.
Vanilla, no one has to waste their turn on a
Okay,
vanilla. Brian, you can read the Shuna.
All right. Another Shuna, 2/15K. When this card front attacks, you may pay 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters. That character gets -1 level for the turn. And when this card becomes reversed, if the level of this card's battle opponent is 2 or lower, you may reverse that character. So she can drag one of your opponent's level 3s down to level 2 and then reverse bomb it.
It's kind of cool. You can
is
also
it-
kill just normal standbys.
Mhm,
Just
yeah,
normal
can
2/2s.
Kill the 2/2s also.
Is it good or is it bad? Like, is this cool or is this just shit? I can't
Cool
tell.
and shit.
Okay.
I think it's well positioned, but not good enough to play.
Yeah, I think it's like lower end of niche probably.
It's an interesting idea, but off the mark.
Super cool.
It's a lot of like C tier cards in Slime, but I guess that's a good thing for a supplementary set. There's a lot of stuff that's like you could play it if you want to.
It's like tacky stuff, yeah.
All right, Brittany.
Alright, we got this Rimuru here, and pay 1, choose a demon continent character in your waiting room and put it on the bottom of your clock. This is placed from hand to stage, you pay the cost. If so, return all the cards in your waiting room to your library, shuffle, and this gains 1500. And then when this attacks, if the level of the character opposite is 3 or higher, it gains 6k.
Wait.
Is this just like a better
Are we-
Ryuji?
It's a much better Ryuji, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is this a pay to block yourself free fresh?
Yes,
So it's not a free fresh.
It's not because you take
it's a refresh. It's
It
not
is a
free.
refresh, but it's not free.
yeah, because you still take
Yeah.
the
But
quote-unquote
it is
thing.
also stapled to a better profile than most free freshes probably are, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's a level 3 killer.
level 3 killer's fine. I think you could play this card as just as a level 3 killer, and sometimes
Yeah, maybe that'll come up.
the refresh effect could come up.
Just fix your
It's totally
deck state,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
playing it for the first effect, but there could be like, a game where that comes up.
Yeah, it comes online way too late. It's not like the level 0 pay 2 free freshes.
Hmm.
I think that's a good score, Brian.
Yeah, it's like a C plus. Yeah, it's probably like just a card with another mode on it that you don't
Yep.
ever have to use.
Hmm.
Mortal's good.
All right, Milam Dragon Explosion Fission Reactor. You have a character with Milam name. Reveal 7 on the top of your opponent's deck. Your opponent shovels that deck. With X cards on the top of that library to their clock, they cannot cancel this. X equals the number of climaxes revealed by this effect. So you're going to reveal your opponent's top 7. For every climax you see after they shuffle their deck, you're just going to put cards to the top of their deck into their clock. They can't cancel it. It is 3/5 if you play it without the combo.
You either do this off of the Milam combo if you get a direct attack lane, play this for free from your hand,
Reverse. Directs the burn to.
directs the burn to. I get okay. If you reverse your opponent, you get to
Do this, yeah.
do this for free from hand.
For 2, yeah.
But if you are living in magical Christmas land where you have 5 stock in your main phase, you could just hard play this from your hand.
Yep.
But, I mean, maybe it's not so magical or Christmassy because
What is red?
there is a lot of stock building in this
The
set.
climax gets you stock.
Yeah, there are the both red combos we saw at level 1 in this set will generate stock for you. So you realistically could hard play this from your hand during your main phase.
I just think it's neat. Probably better than
It's
that.
good.
I don't think this card would be playable at all, TBH, if it wasn't stapled to the finisher. But I think the fact that it's stapled
I
to the
don't know,
finisher makes it,
when I look at this is worse than like the 3-7 event, right? Like the IMAS event. Like, it's worse than that. But like, how much worse is it? Like these big finisher events. How much worse is this than 3-7?
well, this doesn't guarantee any damage.
It doesn't. But the damage it does get is uncancelable.
True.
So, like, what's the? I would say
if you're sculpting all game for this big event, you don't want your opponent to be able to just like
do nothing.
avoid it by being in a better deck state.
Shrug it off, yeah.
Well, being in a bad deck state. You don't see any climaxes in top 7.
Well, I mean, your opponent plays around it by going to refresh.
Basically.
Right? They don't leave themselves a small compressed deck. It's the same thing with like a
on average, this is deal
where they're shuffling cards back.
Yeah, on average, this is deal 2 uncancelable most of the time, right?
I don't know.
Think so.
Last deck prop.
Your opponents are like favored to cancel 4s and favored to eat 2s and 3s, ideally, for you. So like that should track.
I could dust off my TI-84 and crunch the numbers for you if you'd like.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it. Like an uncancelable 2 versus like 2/2/2. But you don't have to ditch a bunch of shit. I think it's fine. I think it's probably B plus somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still a big fan of the whole standby Milim finisher package. Seems really fun.
Yeah, it looks so much fun to pilot.
All right, last card, John.
All right, so 1/1 event, immediately send it to memory. Recollection at the beginning of your main phase, if this is in your memory, choose a card in your waiting room and set it face down in memory. If you have 3 or more face down cards in memory, choose 3 face down cards from your memory, put them in your waiting room. If 3 cards are placed in your waiting room for this effect, deal 3 damage to your opponent, can obviously be canceled. Then a recollection again, at the beginning of your opponent's main phase, if this is in your memory, your opponent may pay the cost. If so, choose a face down card in your memory and place it into your waiting room.
And that is
What's
pay
the
2.
cost?
Yeah, it's pay 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
So this stays in memory, right? And then every 3 turns you burn your opponent. Am I reading that right? It doesn't leave
Yeah,
memory.
It doesn't leave memory.
Yeah, it just stays there and keeps adding up, and then burns, adding up,
And then your opponent can pay 2 and hold it back a turn. I actually kind of like this card.
Ooh, you know what? This stacks in multiples.
It does. Yeah, it charges faster.
No, you can be charging multiples at the same time.
Well, one of them requires that you get rid of 3 markers from memory, but if you have 3 of them, you get 3 markers into memory
per turn.
Every turn, right?
Yeah. So like, you hit level 1, and you just, let's say you put 2 of these in your memory right away. The second you hit level 1. For the rest, that's putting like an actual clock on your opponent. Every 3 turns,
If you put 2 of them in,
they're going to be burning 3.
If you put 2, that's every other turn they burn 3.
Oh, I guess they don't accumulate markers under themselves. They just they share a marker pile.
Right. So
Yep.
if you put 3 of them into memory, every turn each event puts 1 marker into memory, and then they fire off every turn.
If you put 3 of these in your memory the second you hit level 1, you're burning your opponent 3 every turn.
Yeah, unless they pay 2 to stop it.
But that's
This card
taxing your
doesn't do
opponent
anything.
Which is hugely detrimental to them, yeah.
You pay 1 and this card goes to memory and it doesn't do anything. That alone makes me not want to play it.
I like this a lot.
This
I
card's
knew
super
you
fun.
would. I knew I would have to fight about this card.
There are cards like this in other card games I've never, ever, ever played.
Yeah, I think this card sucks.
It's like Canary. It's like the Canary.
No, it's
Canary.
not. Canary's better than this card. Is that what
Canary
you
is
wanted
better
me to
than this
say?
card.
Was that your grand design? Was that your master plan?
No, it wasn't. But
Canary
I'd
doesn't
say,
burn your opponent.
I'm
every
being
turn.
completely serious. This is a card like Canary and Goblin Slayer, where you need to get it like later in the game. Like if you're drawing into this later in the game, it's going to be too little, too late. But if you can get this the second you hit level 1, it can be tremendously powerful. I feel.
No. Card sucks. I think it's too slow. It doesn't do anything.
The longer you take the game, the better this card gets. What's Slime do better than anything else? Heal. Extend the game.
Yeah. Use its stock to heal and not to play this stupid event.
I mean, you're playing stock charging combos,
Okay,
dude.
I do all this shit, and then my opponent just cancels the 3. Pretty cool.
Well, every turn though.
Yeah, I get also
You
just
have multiples of these ticking at once.
multiples of this. You're telling
That's
me
still an extra.
you're telling me I'm
It's
gonna
like saying,
spend.
oh, yeah, dude.
I'm gonna
Yo
spend
from White
stock.
Sunshine. Yo and Chica.
No, you cannot.
Terrible combo.
You
They can just
cannot.
cancel the burn. They can just cancel the Yo burn. It sucks. It's terrible.
You cannot equivalent those cards.
That's what you're
dude.
boiling it down to. That's what you're.
No, I'm not, because that gives me a body, dude.
I'm dealing 3 damage to them.
That gives me a body. You pay stock for bodies. This just doesn't.
Why even attack, Carmen? They could just cancel it.
Because you have a body on the field, you get stock. This is just a fucking pay 1, go to memory, might just do nothing. If I'm gonna pay 1, if I'm paying 1, if I'm paying 1 for a card to go to memory, it's got to do something. This isn't
If you have a way
immediately
to
doing
audit
anything.
it, like if you could like guarantee you can like set up like a crazy like 3 stock level 1 turn, you can sculpt for it and do it. It might have some viability to it.
You know how you sculpt a 3 stock level 1 turn, John? You
In
play
this
clean
event?
cut and you attack 3 times.
I mean, you need the event too. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
You play 4 copies
There's
and you
no
hard
bond
maul.
in this, unfortunately, but
I mean, I think unironically enough, I mean, you'd have to be playing like 4 copies of this.
no, you have to.
They do stack in multiples, which is a feather in its cap. But you do need to be seeing it early.
I don't even want to argue this. This card's just absolute ass, and
I think
isn't
it's
worth
like a
playing.
legitimately fine card.
I don't think it's great, but it is really funny.
No, the card is really, really bad, and it's not funny because all it does is it just makes you lose. This is a card where you play this card, you lose the game because
losing is funny.
Losing is
I think
funny.
you're being a little bit close-minded there.
No, I think you give cards like this way too much credit just because they're cool. Card's cool.
I do.
But this card is fucking bad.
I do.
This
But I
card
think
is
it's
really
actually
fucking bad. Why would I ever pay 1 for something to go to memory when I could pay 1 and search the perfect card for the
Gotta
same
think
cost?
about the long-term value. What if you could just hit level...
I am thinking about the long-term value. I'm thinking.
Carmen. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not.
Yes, I am.
You're simply not.
Yes, I am.
You hit level 1. Think of it as a long-term investment. It's like standby. You love standby, Carmen. It's a
I
long-term
hate
investment.
standby.
You hit level 1. You pay 3 stock and put these 3 cards in your memory.
Okay, I'm -3.
Every turn for the rest of the
I'm
game. you
-3.
burn your opponent 3.
I'm -3 at level 1. Tell me how I attack 3 times.
Okay, yeah. You
How do I
-3.
attack
Okay.
3 times now?
You clock and you draw 2 cards and you pot a green
can't.
every turn.
You
get
can't.
them, okay?
You can't. You literally. If you're telling me that I'm gonna play 3 of these immediately at level 1, I don't have attackers that turn.
Maybe not 3 attackers. Okay.
No, zero attackers.
You gotta build for it.
So now I've lost some number of attacks because I played 3 of these. Did you know that 1 of my 3 attacks has a chance to trigger a soul and deal 3 damage for free? In fact, it gives me stock.
You gotta think long term. The rest of the game.
No, I'm
extra
thinking.
burn for 3 every turn.
Except you're not. You do know that this requires you to have a grave, right? On turns where you refresh, this doesn't work.
That is true.
That is a detriment.
a detriment. I think it's one of the many reasons why this is
But,
completely
think of it this
fucking
way, think of it this way.
unplayable. No,
No,
Andy,
no.
I am so ready to cut the video. You better give me a really good actual reason. Because this is
Just for the same reason it can fail over refresh, it can be really good over refresh in the sense that you're markering a lot of cards. You're pressing
that's true.
yourself
Memory
quite a bit
compression.
before your refresh.
not permanent. They just pop.
Yeah, you only need it before your deck shuffles.
And then your opponent burns 3 and they die.
They don't. This is why I said I just don't even want to argue it. I can present like case after case, example after example, and I'll just be hit with the exact same. You're not thinking about the long-term value, like where it's just like, but X Y Z. You're not thinking of the long-term value. I am very much examining. I am very much examining the quote-unquote long-term value of this burn 3.
You know the fucking memes, the memes with like the one guy, and it's like the beta virgin dude or whatever, and it's like the dude with his argument, and then it's like the Chad on the other side with his argument. He's just like,
Andy, this is
play the fun card.
No, this is much this is much closer to Patrick and Man Ray now.
You're just getting.
This is much closer to Patrick Man Ray.
My Chadley energy is just.
No, you're literally Patrick. You are literally Patrick, and I am Man Ray. And I am explaining it to you, and you said, but the long-term value, but the burn 3.
It's not my wallet, dude.
God. This card is so bad, dude. So bad. You can't play 1/1s. Like, jokes, all joking aside, you cannot play these 1/1 events that don't do anything when they're played. You can't. It is a death sentence. You lose the game. You cannot play these kinds of cards. They have to have some sort of immediate effect. Whether it's refunding themselves, fucking cantripping in some way. Like, I think Sword is like the best. Like, Sword sucks.
Carmen, I'm gonna.
And that's the bare. That's the bare minimum.
I'm gonna brew up the biggest pile.
Yes,
of decks
Andy, you'll play this card. You will play this card. Okay, you'll put it in the deck. You won't even resolve this card. You won't draw a single copy. You'll like turn like 3 cards turn 3 level 0s sideways with the blue climax, and someone will eat all the damage, and you'll say, "Look, Carmen, I did it. I fucking did it. The deck fucking works." And
I actually have a super sick idea for this.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh, my gears are turning, dude. They're turning so fast. Steam is coming out of my fucking head.
All right, it'll go on the channel as a deck tech once you figure it out. It doesn't matter. You make a deck with this card, we'll put it on the channel. That's for sure.
Check out my deck on Encore Decks tournament topping lists.
Eggplant emoji.
Eggplant Dan's Ranch Trios, first place.
Carividus burn. All right. I think that's
Anything
it
else
for
for
Red.
this, or?
I need so much alcohol to process what just happened. We'll see you guys in Blue.